Okay, so we just got a mini update in Grow a Garden. I don't think anyone was expecting this. They actually added in a pretty cool new item, which we'll be testing out, and some more features to make this event even more enjoyable for the rest of the week. I'm really impressed with the devs, but let's go ahead and go over everything they added. As always, if you enjoyed this video, find it useful, or just want to stay updated on all the best leaks, tips, tricks, methods for Grow a Garden, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Wow, I think that's the fastest I ever said that, but that being said, let's go ahead and get straight into the video. Okay, so I was just minding my own business, playing the new Safari update. If you didn't watch my last video, I've actually had a blast grinding this new update. Definitely one of the best updates we've had in recent future. And my Nightmare Hydra collection is growing. I'm going to be using this to hatch a ton of these new Safari eggs and Paradise eggs with Brontosauruses and Koi fish, because I want to get as many elephants as I possibly can. Although I've already hatched and got an elephant Nightmare. Now we'll go over all this in a little bit and probably open around 80 or 90 Safari eggs. Maybe I can hatch another elephant. But if you haven't been playing the update, you would know that we recently completed all of the global Safari Point challenges, allowing us to unlock a 15-minute event shop cooldown. I really like the idea of having an event progress throughout the week, and I was fine with the progression ending right about now and just being able to farm the Safari shop for a ton of Safari eggs super fast with that 15-minute refresh timer. But the devs have surprised me once again, making another amazing decision and released a new mini update. Now in this update, we actually got a new item and some crazy changes to the Safari event. First off, we now have some new Milestone Rewards. So as you can see here, after 25 billion, we now have 35 billion for more event shop luck. That is crazy, on top of the 15-minute timer, but it gets even better. We have a new weather event that we'll be able to explore, the Safari Typhoon. I'm excited to see what that is. And right here, we have a new pet shard jumbo. Now I've already gotten this shard and I will be showing you guys exactly what it does and how crazy big it makes a pet. But we're not done. After that, we have a mega lollipop as a reward for 65 billion. If you didn't know what a mega lollipop is, it makes a pet instantly level 100. This has never been more important in the game than right now, with all these new pets constantly resetting pet levels. So I'm curious to see how we're actually going to get this reward, and hopefully we can farm it on alt accounts. I really think it's going to be possible to get a ton of these mega lollipops, which obviously is going to be pretty broken, but very, very useful, especially for people with the elephants who are constantly resetting their pets. And then at 80 billion, we have a medium increase to the Safari shop stock chance. And if we reach 90 billion, which I don't even know if we will get a traveling merchant that is permanently unlocked after the event. I love this. Not only are these great additions, it makes it even more valuable and more important to start farming this event as soon as possible. And as that extra stock chance luck comes into the Safari shop, this shop is going to become more and more broken, especially for these Safari eggs. Now, I do also want to mention the Safari shop is now fixed. If you've been playing, you may have noticed the Safari shop has been restocking at weird times, not when it's supposed to. And sometimes when you join, there wouldn't even be any stock at all. I'm pretty sure this was due to the amount of times they updated the game. They updated the game about 30 times before they finally reset all the servers. So it probably messed with the Safari shop pretty bad, considering the shop is the same across all servers. But now it works just like it used to, and you can still use the method from my last video, log into alt accounts, buy the Safari eggs, place them down, and it works perfectly fine now. So that is amazing as well. And as you can see here, this is all of the patch notes with some minor bugs also being fixed. I'm assuming the Safari shop was one of the bugs, but there might also be some other bugs that were fixed as well. Now let's go ahead and talk about this new jumbo pet shard. So inside the Safari shop, we have a new pet shard jumbo here unlocked at 55 billion points. And I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to come in stock, but it is 400 Robux if you want to buy one. And that is exactly what I did to test it out and see what it does. So I had a Titanic dinosaur and I thought, what better pet to test out the shard on than this dinosaur? So after applying the jumbo shard to a 12-kilogram pet, this pet is absolutely massive. It looks pretty insane. And I don't even know if it can even walk in my garden. It looks like it can walk a little bit. But most importantly, its ability is better than I expected for a pet shard. As you can see here, we have two different abilities. The pet is jumbo and grants 50% XP. And then most importantly, all nearby plants within 17 studs will have an increased 0.01x size bonus for every Safari type plant planted in your garden. So first off, if you're ever planning on using these jumbo shards, start buying up every single seed in this shop. They're going to be incredibly useful. But basically the jumbo shard not only makes a pet big, not only makes it gain 50% XP, but also gives it the Shroomy ability. easy. Literally, it makes it 2 pets in one. So if you're like me, you've already figured out that this is going to be incredibly broken for any growth and size pet. So the Echo Frog, the Black Cat, the Moon Cat, all of these, you can add the Jumbo Shard to allow each of them to apply a extra 3 times size bonus, which is incredibly broken. So not only is the shop luck making this event way more incentivizing to actually farm, once this new jumbo pet chart unlocks, you're going to want to get your hands on as many as you possibly can. Once again, alt abuse it. Before the jumbo pet chart even unlocks, make sure you have as many alt accounts as you can possibly get ready, set up with shekels. Keep in mind, you can go ahead and gift new accounts plants, but you cannot trade them for 7 days. And then once the pet chart jumbo gets unlocked and when it finally comes in stock, log into each one of those accounts, buy that jumbo pet shard, and you'll have a ton of jumbo pet shards. So if shekels and massive plants ever become important in this game again, you will be ready and you won't be one of those people who are going to be missing out on an extra massive size multiplier. So yeah, I'm curious to hear your guys' opinion on this mini update and the Safari update so far. Definitely by far one of the most enjoyable updates we've had recently. Like I said, I have absolutely been grinding this event for the new Safari eggs and the new elephant. In fact, I've already managed to hatch myself 2 elephants. I went ahead and traded 1 elephant for a ton of brontosauruses because obviously I need brontosauruses to hatch eggs. But then my other elephant I hatched with the brontosauruses, and you can imagine it was absolutely worth it. Now the elephant in particular is just massive even at low kgs, so you may think this is like a titanic elephant, but it's not even a huge. Currently it's only at 2.72 kgs, but after my first attempt with the Headless Horseman, I did manage to get a Nightmare, which is pretty insane, although its ability is still a little rough in my opinion. I wish the amount of kgs that it increases by also scaled with age, or at least the age required for the pet scaled with age. At this point, I think I'm definitely going to have to use a ton of alt accounts to farm lollipops in the next admin abuse and farm a ton of mega lollipops so I can actually get my pets leveled up and refresh them super fast. But obviously, if you have a 15-second peacock or like giant Dilophosauruses or anything like that, it's not going to be too hard for you to level. But for most players, I feel like this ability does need to be slightly buffed, especially when it's Nightmare and a really good KG, and the age and the KG that it goes up by is still so high. That being said, I have been using the method I mentioned in my last video. I don't just make these videos for you guys. I make them because I like to farm events and I like to grind them as much as I can with the best possible methods. So I have about 50 or so Safari eggs ready to hatch across a ton of alt accounts. So I'm going to go ahead and open all of those. For each account, I will trade over my brontosauruses. So it is going to take a little bit, but hopefully I can hatch a elephant. It'll make it all worth it. But like I said in my last video, I'm still on the hunt for a full team of Nightmare Hydras. Currently, I have 3 of my 8 HYDRAS Nightmare. Obviously 4 of them are rainbow and 4 of them are regular because I got it from the season pass on 4 accounts. And pretty much all day I have my other HYDRAS in a garden with a Dilophosaurus, leveling them up, and then once they reach level 30 I use a headless and try to get Nightmare. So eventually I will get all of these Nightmare, and once I do, with the rainbow and non-rainbow variants, about every 30 minutes or so I'll be able to hatch 8 eggs no matter the cooldown on the eggs. That being said, let's go ahead and go on all of my alt accounts that have eggs ready to hatch, and maybe I can get myself 1 more elephant. Okay, and while I was doing that, I was AFKing with 12 more eggs and my HYDRAS, and by the time I finish on those accounts, literally every single egg is already ready to hatch. So these HYDRAS are absolutely broken, but I actually have some paradise eggs here as well. So maybe we'll get a 15-second peacock. Obviously, I doubt it, but let's go ahead and open these and see what I get. Honestly, that's not bad. We got a 2.6 kg peacock. I'm not sure exactly how good that is if it's Nightmare in level 100, but I plan on hatching a ton more paradise and a ton more Safari eggs. And honestly, this event is just fun. I really want to get myself a huge pet before this event is over, or at least a few elephants. I'm going to keep going, keep doing the same thing I'm doing, and I recommend if you can do the same, you should be doing the same. That being said, that is the mini update, and that is what I've been doing the past few days to grind this event, get myself a Nightmare Elephant as well as some Nightmare HYDRAS. And yeah, let me know your opinions on this update as well as the mini update, and let me know if you've been enjoying this update because I know I have. So with that all being said, if you enjoyed this video, found it useful, or just want to stay updated on all the best leaks, tips, tricks, and methods for Grow a Garden, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you all again so much for the support, and that is it. I hope you all have an amazing day and good luck gardening.